What's up, guys, and welcome to the Quick Diz News, episode 34 for week of 11/4/2021. I am your host, Tim LeBeau, alongside Mr. John Castano.
Oh, hello.
And Mrs. Sarah Castano.
Hey, howdy, hey.
So we are live and happy to be back for after a week off. Well, not really a week off. We did news last week. We didn't do our podcast. We had Halloween madness going on Sunday night.
Yes.
And especially in your neighborhood.
A little bit.
It's not crazy in mine this year, but definitely crazy in yours.
Probably the most candy that Johnny's purchased this year. We gave out every single piece that we purchased, plus what the boys had taken in. Like
Plus
John
my-
had that
Plus my secret stash that I usually keep for myself. I had to give that away.
stuff that I bought for work that we didn't end up eating. I gave that into the bucket.
Yeah,
There's a lot of kids this year.
It was nuts.
Mhm.
It's funny though, because maybe we did have a lot of kids at some point. I don't know, because I kind of left here for a while, but usually we do. And it's like, but it's not as mad, like that kind of madness. So I always wonder, like, I seen that and I was like, some of these people get in the car and drive down the mine and do just as well with no one in their way. But because there's plenty of houses over here with plenty of lights on. But everyone likes to congregate apparently. So all good, I suppose.
We getting right in, my friend?
Yeah, where am I going now? Oh yeah, well, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And without further ado, Sarah, do what you do.
All right. So starting up our quick diz mentions, a little sad this week. We have no speculation, but we do have some Hocus Pocus related news to start off, since we did just have Halloween, and it is something that we've been following for a little bit. So for the first time ever, and like for real life, the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem has decorated the Ropes Mansion, which was used in the film for Allison's house, to appear as it did on the film. So it was decorated just like it was for the film, except for a different carving Johnny noticed in the picture for Halloween. So it was kind of cool to see it like that, since it hasn't been like that since the filming occurred.
it wasn't a different carving. They just didn't carve one of the pumpkins with a skeleton face.
With several carvings.
That's all it was. It was clearly prominent when she flops down so dramatically. That was the skeleton
Go
on the
rubber.
pumpkin. Listen. Go ahead.
All right. So it has also been reported by locals on social media today here up by where we live. We've talked about how they're going to be filming in Newport. So the filming of Hocus Pocus 2 taking place in Newport will happen next week. They did release the filming schedule to the local public, as it does impact local traffic, obviously closing the area to pedestrians and vehicles, and all manner of the public at those times. So confirmation from Fairy Dust Productions state that filming will begin next Monday, November 8th until Wednesday the 10th, day and night. It will resume on Friday, November 12th, day and night, then Monday the 15th and Tuesday the 16th. During these times, Washington Square and Turo Street will be closed to vehicles. So images connected to the Black Flame Productions have reported filming locations in Eisenhower Park as well as Washington Square, but the filming schedule closing traffic has said nothing about Eisenhower Park directly, just Toro Street and Washington Square.
Well, Eisenhower Park is in between those two.
I know, but
I'm just,
And
I don't think they can stop you from walking in a public place.
right,
So,
that's why I said vehicles.
yeah, but I'm saying if they want people want to be in Eisenhower Park, but I don't know.
they can close a set. So there's certain boundaries I think they can do.
See, I don't know, because then I've heard of people like in New York City, they say they just walk by sets and they take stuff from craft services because it's just there in the middle. Like they're not stopping people from walking. But I don't know, because that's how when I walked around the set that night in Providence, like they weren't filming at the moment, but like they were moving stuff. But I just walked right by people.
I guess as long as you're not in the shot, I guess.
I mean, there was even a guy walking out of their little COVID testing area, and he said something to me. So I don't know. But like they closed down where the farm where they have the old Salem Village, because it's like it's a private, it's public, but it's a private parking lot, so they can shut it down. But I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
We'll try to go down to Newport again and this weekend and see what they've added.
Trying to remember how they did it when Amistad was down there. Which, by
Yeah.
the way, for
I forgot about Amistad.
all you people don't know, that's literally the same exact area they
Mhm.
shot, like
Yeah.
the same, not just the city, like literally in that.
Yeah, they
spot.
right in that
neighborhood,
building.
yes.
That
Yeah.
No,
building
they use
and
that,
everything.
they use that same building.
And a lot of people didn't. I wonder. Hopefully, they had the more participation. I don't know what shots they're using, but if you may, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was one guy who at the time owned a photo store on that street on the side of the Opera House, and he put up quite a fight to not change his
Storefront.
awning, I guess, sign, whatever you want to call it,
Awning.
to fit in with the theming. And eventually, I don't know how they ended up settling it. I don't know if they gave him more money or they just, I don't know what happened, but that's what he was trying to get, was more money. And yeah, he put up quite a stink about that. I'll never forget that. I remember that being a thing and a story in the Newport Daily News. But anyway, yeah, fun fact for anybody out there that if you're not from around here, you probably wouldn't know this unless you did some research. Same filming location. So, if you're an Amistad fan and a Hocus Pocus fan, there you go.
Newport fan.
Very excited.
Yeah.
So from Halloween to Christmas, literally overnight, Christmas decorations arrived at Walt Disney World this week. Actually, photos posted as early as last Friday, so actually even before Halloween, showed trees around the parks, the wreaths and buntings, ornaments in Hollywood Studios Echo Lake. People are excited because Gertie the dinosaur has got some new duds. She's got a new Santa hat with a golden bow, and instead of just the moss hanging from her mouth, she now has a 50th anniversary ornament to be festive and on brand. I mean, she's pretty cute.
Wonderful.
She's pretty cute. Walt Disney World Resorts also wasted no time in decorating for the holidays. Disney's Beach Club began assembling their gingerbread house on site, giving free samples to guests. And I'm wondering if that was intentional or as pieces broke and they just couldn't use them. I don't know. But it was pretty cool to see several different people and a couple different pass holder groups and Disney groups that I'm in showed like various progress throughout the day. So I don't know if they all happened to be staying there because that's pretty expensive. But I think they may have just been going because they knew the gingerbread goes up that time too. So also on Monday, November 1st, annual pass holders are greeted upon entry with a new chime and color scheme as they scan into the parks. It's now a lovely shade of purple inspired by my boy Figment. You get new chimes as well instead of just the ding, 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 or whatever it is when you scan in. Animal Kingdom announced on Monday that their Serengeti animal family has grown by one more as well, a baby zebra, adding to the births on property this year. I feel like we've gotten a few reports of several different animals. So I feel like it's a good year as far as the animal numbers go. Pretty excited. And Piglet has returned to the character sightings in Epcot, greeting guests in the gardens near Journey into Imagination, where Joy and Winnie the Pooh have been spotted for character sightings as well. So we're slowly.
Thank God. Whew. I was worried about little Piglet.
Just not the same. Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World Swan Reserve Hotel has officially opened. We talked a couple weeks back about how it's a new venue for weddings. It has kind of restaurants and overlooks for firework displays, but it has officially opened to the public at this time. Jeff Foley took to social media on Tuesday, commending the company's top travel agents at the Disney Earmarked Program Owners Summit. They recognized those among the top in their field, as well as gave workshops on leadership development and more about the 50th anniversary as the world's most magical celebration. Again, Jeff Foley out there, base of the company, doing a great job. Josh
Dreams Unlimited Travel in that?
Always out there.
Receive any of that recognition?
I'm not naming names. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Jeff Foley loves them all equally. Epcot may be under construction for what seems like forever, but they have completed construction in the area between the France and Moroccan pavilions, opening the new, now permanent home for Brazil. The area, which is not a full pavilion, is comprised of new walkways, tables, gardens, and a food booth that are now permanent and no longer just there for festivals, which gives me hope. It seems like a little hole in the wall, but I'm excited for it.
It's like another African outpost type thing, maybe.
It seems like it's set back more, like the pictures I saw. I don't know if they were just trying to get a nice shot of the gardens, but the images I saw seems like it's set back a little. So like if you're not actively looking for it, you could very easily walk by it. But I know it's there, so I'll look for it. I got you, Brazil. Also in Epcot, the Cookie Stroll returns to the park for the 2021 Festival of the Holidays, and even features, of course, a 50th anniversary cookie as the prize for completing your stroll of 5 stamps in your holiday cookie book. And connected to that, Olaf's Holiday Scavenger Hunt returns to Epcot for the International Festival of the Holidays, only with a higher price tag. So shocking. So people are upset. Is what it is.
Doesn't stop.
No. And last up on our quick Diz mentions, Gal Gadot is slated to play the Queen in Disney's new live-action Snow White film. I'm pretty excited about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who's playing Snow White?
I don't know.
Who
I
cares
haven't
now?
said that yet.
Gal Gadot. I don't think I've heard anything. I just thought Gal Gadot was cast.
Okay,
I don't know if they've offered it and people haven't accepted. I don't know what the scoop is.
Okay.
All right. Quick Diz updates. A couple weeks back, we also talked about how Toy Story Land was getting a new restaurant, the Roundup Rodeo BBQ. We have an update. The new restaurant will, of course, be themed to a backyard barbecue with Andy and his toys, while not technically a dining experience with like a character experience, like a character meal like you would get at Crystal Palace. The conceptual art for the restaurant gives the vibe that it's going to be similar to the style of like Toy Story Mania and Slinky Dog Dash. The premise for the barbecue is Andy has cut and taped 3 different cardboard boxes together of his favorite toys. The majority is Western themed in keeping with the Andy, Jesse, Prospector Pete kind of original crew of characters, but it does kind of open up for some of those newer toys as well. The new dining option will be located to the right of what's currently the entrance of the Toy Story Land, behind where that giant Woody figure is that has the blocks. Previously, the area was home to 2 backstage production bungalows. You can kind of see them behind the hedges. They were relocated along with a new structure built to house the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue Restaurant.
Can't wait.
I'm excited. I mean, I like good barbecue anyway, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. We'll see how good we'll see how good the barbecue is there. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Everything will be fine. I also have, according to online sources, Thor Ragnarok director, and forgive me if I say this wrong,
Taika Waititi. Yep.
Look at me go. He has signed on to direct Disney's Tower of Terror movie, which, if you have not heard, originally was slated to be directed by Scarlett Johansson. However,
I thought she was just a producer.
So, it is reported that Scarlett still may be joining him on this endeavor after the lawsuit was settled. Weird, so quietly settled. It has been heard that Waititi is set to direct the movie with Johansson's name reportedly attached to it. So I guess technically kind of sort of somewhat a little bit of speculation, but also not. So just a little bit of news. Ooh, I'm hitting things. Oh boy. So I don't know if you have any feelings about that. It's not technically Scarlett, but it is. I don't know.
Yeah, as long as she's back on board, and that's always nice. So I'm good with that.
Okay. Which brings us to our first of 2 headlines. The first being that Run Disney has announced what their springtime surprise race weekend will look like. We had kind of speculated that would be the reincarnate of the Star Wars weekend, that maybe they'd like kind of factor that in somehow. So registrations open as early as December 7th for Club Run Disney Gold and Platinum members, general registration on the 9th, and virtual participants can register on the 14th. It includes the weekend's events, includes sunrise yoga. However, that is not included in with your race fee. It would run you an additional $95 for that event.
Yoga?
Or sunrise yoga.
You can't put a price tag on sunrise
But
yoga.
people think the
You can't,
races are
$95.
expensive. At least you get like a shirt and a medal and everything with the races. Do you get anything with the sunrise yoga?
Yeah,
You get
good
anything?
stretch, a good workout, a good
Oh,
I
beginning,
can
boy.
go on YouTube.
healthy beginning to your day, Johnny.
Yes.
Okay.
Some people don't need medals for
So-
recognition of their workout.
The beginning of my day is waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be standing in the Epcot parking lot at 3:30 to race at 5. So I'm already awake before I
Look at
get
the-
sunrise yoga.
The best deal Disney gives. I pay nothing, sleep later, and don't race. It's
Hey.
amazing.
I'm with you. High five. Boop.
That is a good deal. Anyway,
So that is not included in your racing fees. It is
I'm gonna charge you for that
$95.
now.
Registration for this event opens soon.
Yeah, I
But
got to
does
see the
it-
backside of Living with the Land and the backside of the new Guardians
were
ride, and the
backside of
people are
water.
painting it. So hey, and I got to see a post office tractor trailer box truck in the back of Epcot. Very exciting stuff.
Hey,
I can go in Jungle Cruise, see the backside of water.
I can go in my cabinet and pull out a water bottle that says the backside of water.
There you go.
All right. So
I
the
can go in the
first
bathroom mirror and see my backside. So now what?
and some water. I hate
Yep.
it. All right, so the first event is going to take place on March 31st. It is your Expedition Everest 5K. Registration is $100 before all your taxes and fees and all that jazz. So what I
Dirty,
felt was
oh my God.
interesting about this is it doesn't say that it's just a 5K. Like when you look at the details for the race, it is 3.1 miles of a combined run and scavenger hunt through Animal Kingdom. I have questions. Of course, you
Okay.
still get your character sightings and entertainment, your on-course and post-race refreshments. You get your personalized bib if you register by January 11th, a participant shirt, finisher's medal, a downloadable finisher certificate. And here's also where I have a couple more questions. You get a virtual goodie bag. Virtual.
Chat's coming off the rails.
Yeah, they just send you junk on in
I don't
an
even
email.
see
It's
that.
stupid. Supposedly they've done this before too, and from what I had saw on other things, it was like if you can choose to do the scavenger hunt and it adds like another mile. It ended up being, somebody said it ended up being like 4.2 miles or 4.25 miles
Because
total.
of the scavenger hunt.
Because if you chose to do the scavenger hunt, or you can just run the 5K.
It's like it's just like one of those typical like Disney offerings that aren't like really offering. Like they advertise them like they're like an offering, but it's just like who cares? Kind of an offering. It's like when they really want to pump up like the Olaf cupcake in Norway. Or something. It's like, yeah, it's cute and all, but do I really need to hear news about that? Like, do I need to hear like a press release about that? I'm like,
Yes.
who cares?
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the cupcake is good and all that good stuff, but I mean, can I just stumble across it casually? Do I need it to be, to get a heads up? Apparently, I do.
So that's our 5K event. Our 10K is the race for the Taste 10K, which would not be on the 1st because, April Fools. It's actually going to be on the 2nd. Registration is $135 before all your taxes and fees. That is just a 6.2 mile of race course at Walt Disney World Resort. It doesn't say resort. It doesn't say a specific park like Animal Kingdom and the Expedition Everest 5K. So can't give you any more information. You still get your character sightings and entertainment, your on-course and post-race refreshments, your personalized bib if registered by January 11th, participant shirt, medal, downloadable certificate, and your virtual goodie bag. And then the last one is not even a half marathon. It is going to be held on April 3rd, and it will be the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror 10-miler. Registration is $190. It's a 10-mile course at Walt Disney World Resort. Again, no specifics. I don't think they have race courses picked out for that.
Isn't it at night too? Or wasn't
It
one
does
of
not
these?
say.
I thought I something. I don't know. I thought I saw something where at least one of them was at night or something. I don't know. Or it used to be at night because I think this was also a former race too.
I like the theming around different. I don't know what's happening, you guys.
I'm just laughing and thinking about they should have a Michael Scott, Dunder Mifflin, Scranton, Meredith Palmer Memorial Rabies Awareness Program. Fun run
Fun run for the cure race.
for the cure. Yeah.
We could do that at Universal, right? Because they should do that at Universal. They
Dude, if they did that at Universal,
That would rival Run
that
Disney
people
Show.
would sign up.
you know how many people would do that?
I at least try to walk it.
The entire legion of Office fans.
Hey, Jim and
I'd do
Pam
that.
walked it. You can perfectly walk
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I'd
Absolutely,
I'd
they brought a
get
lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what should be on the trophy. The
Yeah.
lamp, the medal should be the lamp.
Where are we? I don't know. 5K from the office? Sorry.
I'll give Johnny Imodium. And so when he's running, he's like, "This is weird. Usually I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm
I feel
really
great.
good today.
Just and everybody carbo loads with chicken Alfredo before the race.
I've never drank so little and eaten so much. My Lord.
And everybody has to tape. Everybody has to tape themselves, so they don't end up like Andy
Yep.
Bernard.
I know what Andy's saying though. It's happening. You ever had that like in football practice, basketball practice when I was in high school, man? That's stuff that happened.
Of course.
Hurt like heck.
I saw it at the race. You did that harvest one, fall harvest, whatever it was in Swansea. And there was a gentleman, an older gentleman, had the cut off, literally the neon shirt with the blood. And John made a comment. I was like, we're just going to look
absolutely does
for daddy.
happen.
It's not for daddy. Absolutely it does. It's a real thing.
Oh, it does. If it rains, I can't.
That's why I bought you those things to prevent that from happening.
If it in the rain, it happens. And also I can't, I have to wear cotton shirts. I can't wear those like moisture wicking shirts. Unfortunately, I don't want to end up like Andy. Go ahead, get on with you.
He's like a mile in. I'm shaving. It's happening.
It's happening.
Drafting. Sorry, everything's fine. So that's our big announcement for Run Disney's Springtime Surprise. They finally released what they are. We just don't know where those two courses are. I have questions about virtual goodie bag, and I have questions about the 5K being a scavenger hunt / 5K.
I think the virtual goodie bag is like coupons
codes
or something. I don't even. Yeah.
Like, what do they normally give in a goodie bag for Disney races?
I didn't get anything.
Great.
I might have gotten a virtual goodie bag. I didn't open the email. Maybe all I got was a medal and a shirt. And then you had to buy. I mean, you could buy other things, but that's all I got with my registration, I believe. And I got the downloadable certificate.
They do have the challenge. If you complete all 3 races, the 5 and 10Ks and the 10 miler, you do get an additional shirt and medal if you complete all 3. But it's exciting, guys. You're welcome. Our last headline and last thing for the evening, I did text to Tim earlier this week. I had actually found out from a coworker of mine, 30,000 visitors were locked inside of Shanghai Disneyland for hours by the Chinese government after a positive COVID case was detected. So a woman who had visited Shanghai.
One single COVID case.
When?
But why would they be so afraid? Because China said they've had it under control for so long. What would be the big deal? Liars. Liar.
So a woman who visited the Shanghai Disneyland on Saturday either later tested positive for COVID or came into contact with someone who had it, according to reports. As a result, more than 30,000 visitors were locked inside the park on Sunday by the Chinese government officials. They were forced to test negative before they were allowed to leave. According to the Associated Press, all 33,863 people who had been at the park did indeed test negative. The Shanghai property remained closed Monday and Tuesday, according to a statement from park officials obtained by the Associated Press. Shanghai Disneyland told a news outlet it would refund tickets and notify guests as soon as there was a confirmed date for resumption of activities. They swung back open earlier, but
that's crazy.
33,863 people locked in an amusement park 4 hours.
And then had to line up.
4 hours.
And then had to line up to get tested. That's
forced to test negative. So what happens if someone tested positive? Like, that's my.
Listen,
I don't want to go there, but like devil's advocate.
Yeah, but I've seen some. I don't know. They're intense over there. But hey, whatever.
So the lockdown over in Shanghai is the latest in a string of increasingly strict measures taken by the government, policies including requiring visitors to quarantine for 3 weeks upon arrival, requiring those in a hospital to stay another 2 weeks after your recovery, and holding ships at port until all crew are tested with negative results.
If I wanted to go over to, what is this, Tokyo? You said if I want to go over to Tokyo,
Shanghai.
This is Shanghai. I'd have to take like a month off from work because I have to quarantine 3 weeks prior to get. 3 weeks when I get. Wow.
And then you have your trip, and then you got to come home. And depending on
at least Australia, if you go to Australia, you only got to go 2 weeks.
There's also a lot of stuff in Australia trying to kill you because I would love to go there, but there's like too many things that want to kill me there.
Now, could you purchase? Was Lightning Lane available for a quicker COVID test?
I imagine that would have been delightful.
I'm sure if Bob Chapek ran the park over there, yes, but it doesn't.
If you paid a little
I don't
extra,
think he runs it. He doesn't run that park.
If you paid a lot more extra, you can get a guaranteed negative and move on with your day.
Dwight Snoot will give you his urine. Sorry.
Ooh.
I can't move past it.
Mr. Poop.
Mr. Poop, that is not my name. I
Crit-
just saw the poll.
QDT number one fan says rocked it in an amusement park. Anyway, so do we have anything else?
Can I vote in this poll?
No, I tried to vote.
I voted.
I voted too. Hey, I know who you voted for.
I couldn't vote anybody. Sarah voted for herself.
And Johnny voted for himself.
I wouldn't vote for me. I can't click my own name. I can't vote.
Maybe because you created it. I don't know.
I'm guessing. Oh well.
Goodness. I can't join the chat, but I can do the poll. This is poop.
You can't join the chat? Oh, because you don't have a channel.
I don't have a channel.
Just create an account.
I have an account. I'm logged into my account. I just don't have a channel.
You're gonna have to create a channel.
I guess I have a channel. There's nothing on it.
Quick This Takes Cook.
It's
YouTube channel.
me.
I have a channel, no subscribers, no videos, no nothing.
QDC number one fan voted for Johnny apparently. Actually, I don't know who he voted for. Could have voted for Sarah too, I guess.
Yeah, he better not have voted for her. I'll have to talk to him. He better.
Everything's fine and we've gone out of our minds.
Well,
So yes, Disneyland. That's my ending headline because holy but Jesus.
so you couldn't go on the
I know.
rides.
I don't know.
I could think of worse things than being locked into I mean, if we're locked in anyway.
Right.
Ride the rides, baby.
Just extra sanitized. I do miss that. Like when we went shortly after they had reopened last July, like we would hear announcements, hey, such and such is down while we do a quick clean. And then we went back at Christmas and we didn't hear that. And then we went back this August and we didn't hear that. And I kind of missed that actually. Not for the COVID, but just knowing that I'm not sitting on someone else's petri dish area. You know.
Don't give the, you know, they learn different things because of COVID. You know, they keep saying maybe now they're going to learn that if we just pretend like one person has COVID, we can lock the gates of the park and people are just stuck in the park for 4 or 5 hours. We make them buy food and water.
Like, was there any compensation? I don't know.
Probably not. I think if it were here,
The lawsuits.
they would have had to because Americans would have just went berserk
Mhm.
about that. But
Well, at least they know the number of, they can judge the wait times by, because they actually gave an exact number of the people in a park for once. So now they can figure out like, oh, is this long to wait for this ride? That's how many people are in the park. It's the only way to get numbers from Disney, I guess.
Just have a suspected COVID outbreak.
they probably took some kind of data while that was going on just for some financial gain that we're going to learn about a year from now or something. Lock the gates.
And it's the opposite of Arendelle.
It's like 99 Woodstock all over again. Get the people in, lock the gates, sell them $6 bottle of water.
They already do that and they don't even need to lock the gates.
Well, if you don't let them go anywhere,
No, now you know.
if you don't let them go anywhere, then you get even more money. Desperation sets in. You know, I don't know. All right.
Sorry,
Well,
it just took me a minute to realize what's happening. No, something happened on my screen. Sorry,
I'm
everything's
going to end
fine.
this poll because I couldn't get a vote to save my life. I'm going to
Even
call
with
it a
a
tie.
life
I'm going to have to call it a tie.
I'm gonna have
Johnny
some
and
Rodeo
Sarah
on
from
Saturday.
this backside.
Sorry, Tim.
All right.
If we weren't so narcissistic, we would have been honest.
It's okay.
But you would have voted for yourself too, so it's fine.
Probably. Well, I did 100% would have voted for myself, considering what was going on in that poll right now. I had someone had to vote for me. There it is. There's the results.
Poll completed, 4 votes.
QDT #1 fan. Better watch his back Saturday. So I watch his backside Saturday.
Why?
Everything's
What-
fine.
Who he said he voted for.
What's going on Saturday?
Oh, we have
Family
to take
photos.
take family pictures.
Oh.
It's photo season, y'all.
It's photo season. Well, it is actually.
God almighty.
Well, all right. We won't be here Sunday
Today.
again.
Not a whole ton.
Or I will be down south in North Carolina. See, I'll be down south, but I'll be in North Carolina. It's kind of a weird thing, you know.
Yes. Down south in North Carolina.
Getting ready for a Patriots domination.
We'll have some, since we just learned about this tonight before the podcast, have some boiled peanuts. Apparently, that's a southern thing.
That sounds super gross to
You
me.
just learned about boiled peanuts. They're unbelievable.
I never had boiled peanuts or really heard of them.
That's like a tactile nightmare.
Hey, Carrie, come here and tell Sarah about boiled peanuts.
I don't like the idea of this.
Boiled peanuts.
Oh, they're wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, very good. They are.
Is this recording?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, love. Also, they had pickle flavored Doritos, dill pickle Doritos that were divine.
So you just never know.
You never.
You never know.
Boiled peanuts are really good. We were eating them in Clemson when we were down with my parents. Fried Oreos, boiled
Those-
peanuts.
I'd never heard of and they apparently come in a can, which
Yes.
seems super sketchy to me.
Gonna warm them up though.
It's not. This is the thing. This has been going on for decades. Yeah, this is nothing new.
Sorry, we go to Florida for the world's best New England clam chowder, and then we live in New England. That's where we go.
It's just flat out wrong.
We really don't leave New England that much. It's just for Disney.
Pretty much.
Well, I also had the pleasure of living in Virginia for a few years, so I got a little taste.
Just
I got a
say
little taste of the South down there as well.
we were
Fried,
talking
fried Oreos are heavenly.
there. We were talking about grits earlier, and then somehow boiled peanuts came up.
I like grits. Grits are good.
I had grits at the Wave, not knowing they were grits, and I'm obsessed. And now the Wave is gone, and I don't want to try grits anywhere else because what if they're not as good? And now I have crappy grits on my plate.
Well, a lot of grits are flavorless,
Oh, this one had flavor.
and then they then people will then add their own flavor.
Yeah.
I've seen people add maple syrup. I've seen people add all different kinds of butter, just butter. But depends how good. Like if you get grits up here, they're just not. They're not. If you get grits up here, you haven't had grits yet. They're not good.
My dad lived down south for a long time as a kid, and he like raves about grits. And I think I avoided them purely because my dad raved about them.
And you also need,
Delicious.
in my opinion, you also need to be like in this deep south, like Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, at a greasy spoon somewhere to get like real legit Southern grits. If the restaurant's clean, can't get good grits. Just saying. It's got to be like, what would be the equivalent up here of kind of like a good greasy spoon spot? Like Alice's Diner. I've never been there. At the State Line. Like it's good. I love it, but it's not.
You can fit
Immaculate.
maybe 7 people in there.
Well, more than that, but
Okay, 8, 9 if the kid's in a booster seat.
yeah, you got three. You got three or 4 booths along the wall. You got 5 or 6 seats at the bar, and you got 2 big tables. You can probably fit like 20 people in there. So they have good crepes too.
Like the old buddies, it would be a good place
Oh,
to go.
that was
to
a
go
greasy
get
spoon.
like to go get a clam boil. Like it was, you go
Yes.
like that was a good place to go.
The
But it
boys
wasn't
there.
like, yeah, like
Take me
but
back to like that mid-90s buddies. That place was amazing.
or like the old Little Bear too for breakfast. That old Little Bear.
Yep.
That was a perfect place.
Yes. And then if the kitchen staff would come out from the back in Little Bear and you'd see them, you would question quickly the cleanliness of that place.
If you ever use that restroom right next to the bar and kitchen, like the kitchen door came out and the bar had like
Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm very familiar with it.
that bathroom and not the one like intended for people to use, that made you question a lot of why you were there.
And you could also get the appetite really going if you happen to walk in on one of the days where they were having that just terrible odor that continuously came from somewhere that smelled like literally just cesspool. Little Bear.
But it was great.
I'm going to get a really good breakfast if you went to the old Little Bear on the other side before the renovated Little Bear. Johnny, if you remember that place we used to play darts after work on Friday nights over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that was Little Bear.
That was Little Bear.
We go there, fight would casually break out. Chief would break it up real quick. we drink a beer, just continue on with our night.
Yeah.
We all go. That was like a Friday night ritual for a long time.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
That's literally the exact can. Theirs was like a pop top. Like,
send that over to them right now.
come run a quick 10-mile jog to our. No,
It's like a mile. I walk it with Gunner sometimes. But yeah, that was a good. That would be what I was talking about as far as equivalent to Greasy Spoons. We used to go in there in our uniforms. No one cared. Filthy, dirty, disgusting. We just sat there and drank.
Fit right in.
It was a good. That place was awesome. They ruined it when they shut it down and built on the other side.
Made it nice. I think that's where we had boys' christenings. Was held there.
Yeah.
At Little Bear?
Yeah. Well, after they redid it. But you had a high school reunion was there too, no?
Yeah, my fifth.
What did you have? A class of 10 people? How do you have a high school reunion there?
In the section that had on the other side, on the right side of the building. There was was 2 rooms.
Yeah, 2 rooms, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people actually use that.
Well, not anymore.
It's daycare now.
That's
It's
a
going to be
daycare.
anyway. It was an adult daycare now. It's
Daycare now.
it's a children's daycare.
Different age range.
And Buddy's basically just relocated to Atlantic.
To where?
Atlantic, very similar food,
Atlantic.
very similar clientele. And Jocelyn ran the bar Buddies, and now she runs the bar
My parents go there.
Atlantic. I like Atlantic.
I do miss Buddy. I mean, Atlantic is super close to us too, but I do miss Buddy.
Buddies. I miss buddies.
Buddy's
Buddies.
karaoke.
Yeah. Good.
Oh,
There was some good nights of Buddy's karaoke.
no. Bring back Buddies.
Buddy's karaoke brought Brandon and our friend Brandon and his wife Katie together in some ways.
Yeah,
It's the first time they met. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the first time they
True.
met. Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't have grits though. Back to the topic at hand. There was no grits. So
all right.
it was gritty, but it didn't have grits.
It had grit.
Yeah. Disney should open that up. Just one random greasy spoon in the middle of parks.
Can we call it Mudka's Meat Hut?
Call it whatever they want. But have like legit.
Mudka's Meat
You
Hut.
gotta
was-
find like legit short order cooks, and it has to be like same wait staff every day. Because you have to know,
Can
everyone
we
is gonna
have the
know your
same
name.
sarcasm as prime time, like that same, just sassy.
Yeah, but it has to be legit. It can't be acted. So if you
Yeah, it's
get the
gotta be-
right people, if you get the right people in it, you'll get the authentic. Yeah,
servers. Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to Mudka's
You
Meat.
can go get a haircut and some greasy, some food at the greasy spoon. Has anybody gotten their haircut at the Magic Kingdom? I did it one time.
No.
I had to try it. I saw it on Tim Tracker, and I went in. They let me walk right in, and they gave me one. It was
Nice.
such a weird thing. Actually, the funny part is I needed it. I forgot to get one before I went. My hair was getting so long, and I was like, "Let me see if I can get one at the Magic Kingdom." And I didn't. It wasn't even. Oddly enough, it wasn't expensive.
Don't say that too loudly. Bob Chapek may be listening.
I mean, it was
So expensive.
more than you would spend at a barber, but it wasn't like obnoxious. Like, I don't know, what does a barber getting these days? $10, $12?
I think Wyatt Alberts has I think
It's like 18 or 20 for him.
It's 18 or 20.
18. Because when I
I think-
take
Yeah,
both
that's what I paid. I paid like 16 at the Magic Kingdom at the time.
when I take both boys, it's 36 before tip. They do give discount for seniors and then like first responders.
I didn't know that. When I was going there, I don't go there anymore. But when I was, it was less than that. It must have been a bump up in the last year or so.
I think with COVID.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anyway.
Anyway, now that you've gotten some restaurant and barber reviews in town.
Yeah. Like anybody wants to hear that. So we'll be back next Thursday because we're not going to be back this Sunday. And then we'll be back on our regularly scheduled programming. So look out for that. And then we'll take even more weeks off when the holidays come. So a lot of fun time here at the channel.
Yay.
All right. We're out. We'll see everybody next week. Have a good week.